Hey guys, welcome to Twin Flame Truth TV. I'm Elle Hari, Twin Flame Alchemist, writer, teacher, and coach. And in today's episode, I am discussing the Twin Flame Demystified. Ooh, what does that mean? um, so I was encouraged to do this topic today because I've actually had a couple. I don't know if you can hear me. Can anyone hear me? Sorry, I had my headphones in. So I'll start again. Welcome to Twin Flame Truth TV. I'm Elle Hari, Twin Flame Alchemist, writer, teacher, and coach. So today's episode, we're discussing the Twin Flame Demystified. And why I wanted to do this topic was because I've actually just this week had a couple of my students mention to me that they don't feel as connected to their twin flame, or they feel a distance between them and their twin flame. And this is as they've been, working along their journey really well through the process of aligning closer to their soul, and also balancing out the fear-based push energy. And so I wanted to just come on here and discuss that phenomenon a little bit. So remember, your push fear-based energy is addicted to the physical form and what that physical form is doing, thinking, saying, feeling of your twin flame, right? The physical body. But remember, that physical body is not your twin flame. Your twin flame is your soul. Just like you are not your physical body and I'm not my physical body, we are our souls. Our bodies, we don't take them with us, guys, right? And then when we leave each lifetime, they stay here, they decompose, right? But we are our souls. So, but because the fear-based push energy, its drug of choice is that physical body and personality of the twin flame, then it tends to put it on a pedestal. So as you know, it obsessively thinks about it. It focuses all of your attention on it, right? It elevates it to the level of almost like a god, right? In your mind, and in the feelings that the feeding of that fear-based energy receives when it receives attention back from its drug of choice, when it gets a hit from it, right? But then, of course, also the lows. But because it's its drug of choice, it, like any addict with any drug of choice, it makes it like, the god of its universe, pretty much, right? It makes it like the be all and end all. It's the only thing it wants, the only thing it focuses on. So it tends to put it on a pedestal, tends to worship it a bit, right? I'm sure anyone here can relate to that. But what happens is when you balance out that fear-based push energy, you're taking the focus off of that. You're reducing your addiction, your fear-based energy's addiction. You're keeping your focus on yourself, your soul, which is actually your twin flame. And so in so doing, then as your fear-based energy balances enough, shrinks enough, the addiction gets cured enough in order for your soul to magnetize your twin flame's physical form back into your physical world, then oftentimes, most times, you notice that right initially, like, hey, like, what was I don't feel like, this physical form of my twin flame is so great anymore. You begin to like not see them and that like God on a pedestal type of a way, because that energy is all that is making you do that, your push fear-based energy. And because that gets balanced and gets neutralized out and is transmuted into your love energy, then you're no longer looking at the physical form of the twin flame as so amazing. Instead, you're focused on and loving your soul, yourself, which is your twin flame for real. You're no longer focused on and putting your attention on the physical form of the twin flame so much. So when you magnetize them back in, because your energy is balanced enough for your soul to be able to do that, then when you're focused on them, your focus on them has diminished. And then you notice that, hey, what was all the hype about, kind of, right? Because they're no longer feeding this addiction, because your addiction is no longer so prevalent. So you notice that they're like any other person. They are a human being. They have flaws. Whereas, if you've been like blocked by your twin flame for a while, and then before magnetizing them back in, and you magnetize them back in, you realize that, hey, in your mind, your fear-based push energy, which controls your mind, has made this being, this physical person, out to be like this amazing, like, rock star of a person, right? When in reality, when you magnetize them back in, and that fear-based push energy is no longer in there, no longer controlling your mind, no longer addicted like that, then, I mean, you get this feeling like, wow, what was I even like thinking, And that can be really, and that, my teacher Leora called that demystified. The twin flame becomes demystified. They're no longer this like amazing, great creature on a pedestal or God on a pedestal. Now they're, just like any other human being that you encounter. And that's perfect. That shows how well you have balanced regarding that. You've balanced out the addictive energy regarding your physical form of your twin flame. And that's awesome. However, having said that, that can kind of throw people off, because, this whole time, since, you had soul recognition with your twin flame, you've been thinking they're God's gift, right? They're the be all and end all. And, then they come in and you realize, oh, this is just another person, just like any other person. That's how the energy feels with them. And by the way, that is meh. People ask that is meh. That's basically meh. That you don't feel like that they're so like, this person on a pedestal like you used to. You don't have them like worshipped like you used to. Because it was the fear-based energy doing that. The fear-based energy focuses on the physical form and personality, whereas that's not even really your twin flame. Doing this journey, balancing out your fear-based push energy, helps you to turn your focus onto yourself, your soul, which is actually your twin flame. And so that's what enables your twin flame to then focus on you. Your twin flame's focus goes where yours goes, right? So if you're focusing outside of yourself, your twin flame's focus is going to go outside of yourself. And that includes onto the twin flame's physical form itself. But when you focus within on yourself, which includes your soul and your fear-based push energy, in order to balance it, then your twin flame's focus comes right back onto you. And of course, your twin flame is you. It is your soul. It is not that physical being. So having said that, when they are demystified, when you magnetize them back in and this happens, it throws people off, because, you're so used to having them so on a pedestal or whatever, that it really throws people off. And, especially your fear-based push energy. Now, your fear-based push energy can really start to like freak out about this. It kind of like you balance it enough to magnetize that back in, but then all of a sudden your fear-based push energy is going to be like, oh my God, what's happening? Why am I not feeling these great, intense, like crazy, emotions around this person anymore, And that's where your fear-based push energy can try to feed in again, and then feed up again and try to get, that addiction going again, because it likes the feel-good hit of the drug of choice. And then when the drug of choice is there, but then what happens? Then as soon as your fear-based push energy does that again, your twin flame leaves, because it's the push-pull comes back in, right? We don't want our push to come back in. So if this happens to you, if you, have balanced out your fear-based push energy enough to magnetize in your twin flame back into your physical world, and, you realize, hey, you're not feeling like they're like, the God that they once, or goddess that they once were, right? And if you feel like that's kind of odd or off, you feel a little out of source with that, that's fine, that's perfect. It just shows how well you're balancing out your fear-based addictive push energy, because it is addictive. And it's that addictive component of it that has so glorified this physical form and personality of your twin flame, that made you feel like they could do no wrong, that they are like so perfect, when really the whole physical part of them is not even who they are. That's just a physical person, just like anyone else's physical body personality. What they really are is your soul. And focusing on your soul, which also includes this fear-based push addictive energy. That's part of your soul. That's a part of your soul that's here in the 3D fear-based physical world. But that's the part of our soul we are transmuting from the fear-based energy and back into the love energy. But the rest of our soul that is not in this 3D dimension currently is and always is and is for eternity. And that is also our twin flame. So I hope this helps make sense to any of you who have been experiencing this. It is an interesting phenomenon. It did throw me off, I remember, with my teacher. I was like, wait, I don't understand. I've been doing all this work, and I've been, my twin flames magnetized back in, but it's like I almost don't even, it's like buzzkill, right? But it's perfect. It just shows how well you are balancing out your addictive, fear-based push energy. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in another episode of Twin Flame Truth TV. Have a great week and lots of love.